Lindsay Addario joins me now from just outside Chernihiv. She's covered a lot of conflict zones, including Afghanistan, Iraq, Darfur, Libya, Syria, Lebanon, South Sudan, Somalia, and Congo. She's the author of multiple books, including Of Love and War and It's What I Do. Lindsay, my friend, good to see you. Thank you for being with us. You are in Chernihiv right now, and just the image behind you, and you're conscious when you come on the show to at least give us a picture of where you are. It looks devastated.
Yeah, I mean, generally I'm out shooting when I come on the show, so I kind of stop wherever I am and say hello. So here I am. I'm photographing today volunteers cleaning up rubble who are off to the left. And yeah, the cleanup still continues. The funerals still continue. The war still goes on. We're 6 months in. It just it's not ending.
You really have had a lot of experience covering conflicts. You've seen every shape and type and texture of them. This photo, I want to just bring it back, the photo of the soldiers looking at drone footage. Tell me about how this is different to cover and what was going on in this picture.
I mean, it's much harder to gauge exactly where the danger is because it's an artillery war. Artillery has quite a range. We don't often hear small arms fire, which is, in Iraq, Afghanistan, we kind of knew where the front line was. We knew where the positions were of the insurgents or the Taliban. So we knew how to take cover. This is very different. I mean, in this particular photograph, just to get to this base, which was south of Izium, we were told we would drive about 5 kilometers, and Russian tanks were positioned along that road, and they were constantly shelling the road. So we drove as fast as we could. We were ordered to run to the bunker as soon as the car stopped. And as soon as we got into this bunker, the building next to us was hit with a tank round, which basically shook the entire foundation of this village. And then there was actually small arms fire outside the building because a small group of Russians tried to penetrate the area close to where we were. And that was the first and only time in this war I've actually heard a gun battle.
Wow. Okay, so that's the military side. This next picture, a mother with a newborn in a maternity ward. It looks nothing like what you would think a mother with a newborn in a maternity ward would look like. It doesn't look like a place that you'd necessarily want your kid. Tell me about this.
No, I mean, I think it's a basic human right for women to be able to give birth in a safe and comfortable place. This is very early on in the war. This is March. It's in one of the maternity hospitals in Kiev. There were constant air sirens. And so women who were either in labor, who had just delivered, who, had a newborn, they had to go down to the shelter constantly. It was moldy. It was dark and dank, and the conditions were horrible.
I want to show a picture of families who were leaving Mariupol, arriving in Zaporizhia. Of course, Zaporizhia has been in the news. I want to just pass by this picture. This is a picture. I want to see the picture of the people on the bus. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Zaporizhia is in the news, obviously, this week again. But this was remarkable. It's a simple picture, Lindsay. It's just expression. The look on those people's faces, the fears that you see, manifest. Tell me about this.
I mean, it was absolutely heartbreaking to watch the people come out of Mariupol because, frankly, they were almost catatonic. A lot of them were sort of emotionless, which to me is even worse than sort of, showing a lot of emotion because it just shows the amount of trauma they went through for such an extended period of time. A lot of the people that we met had been living in basements for 4 to 5 weeks. They hadn't even seen the sky. They got here. They pulled up in buses. Their journey was arduous. They had no idea if they would even make it because they had to pass through dozens of Russian checkpoints. It just really people are suffering at every single part of the journey.
Back in April as well was the massacre in Bucha. You have a picture from August, long after that initial massacre was over, about a mass burial in Bucha. That will still, no matter what happens in this war, that will be seared into the minds of people who covered it and watched it. Tell me about this picture.
You know, there were about 500 people who died in Bucha. This was a particular burial for 21 people who had numbers, not names. You know, it was searing hot. It was at the high noon. This is in August, as you pointed out. This is months after Bucha went through the horrific events that it went through, the torture, the killing, the mass murder of people, civilians, people found tied up and shot at gunpoint. And so people are still being buried months on. And that's just astonishing to me.
One of the things that you have said is that we cannot sanitize war, particularly when it comes to targeting civilians. Lindsay, we are so grateful for the work you continue to do. Thank you for joining us. Please stay safe.
Thank you, Ali.
Is a photojournalist for the New York Times.